Okay. Now, these are one of the tubes we're cutting ready to install, but I always take my sand roller sometimes that happens too. But I take and touch them until I get a feel that this is going down in there. Because not just rust or residue, but right there, that's what I want. See how it goes in? And I can't push it all the way. That's what I'm wanting. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to hit them. Just enough, because remember, I'm going to have JB Weld epoxy covering this and what's going in where the tube is, so that mainly it's just a backup for a vacuum cleaner. Now, I do flip the head over and come from the other side and just hit it a little bit right here. Mainly, you know, get the oxidation or rust or whatever, but mainly so that I got a good clean surface and that I know that, like here, I'm going to have a good press fit. Alright, and like I said, these are the tubes. I've already pre-cut them. You have to do this before you bust through. I mean, I went in there and showed you that cut for a minute and started taking material out, but I knew I was well within my reach. The object is, like I said once again, not to bust through the head, but to straighten that wall, but most of the time it is going to bust. So let's go ahead, let's bring it back over here to us. Let's take a look at what we've got so far. It's very hard to show it and film it, but you can see where I dug the trench. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and hit all the bottoms. I'm going to turn on top and hit the top side. But now on a raised roof deal, it's a little bit more than just cutting the top. I actually got to cut to the side and up at the same pull to match the material that I've removed out of the roof. So let's go ahead and get what I call clover leaf and done on the bottom, and then we'll roll it over and I'll show you how I hit the tops and then pull this thing in and see what we got. Okay, now we're going to go to the top side of the push rod. Let me show you, which I think you've seen me before, but with iron it's always a little bit harder. Let's go in here and hit the top. Now what we're doing different is, remember, there's a trench, there's a drop off of 100 thousandths right there. I don't want to go in there and disturb that too much. Wow, I forgot how much power I put on these heads. Let me readjust the light. I mean, buddy, it really takes a lot to pull this on an iron head especially. And every once in a while I'll pull a little slow. It's a lot of work, a lot of time cutting, but I can't emphasize enough how taking that hump, let's try to view down in there now a little better. Wow, Yeah, that I'm looking through the viewfinder. I can see here and here the 2 trenches, and there's just a giant hump. Right now it's probably 150 thousandths. That much. I mean, it's about a 1/4 of an inch bulge that I'm trying to knock out and get out of the way to smooth that airflow, like I said, because right here on this wall, okay, is the shortest distance to the valve seat. It definitely wouldn't be going around here and around there. It's from right here. If you took a string, it's actually here to there. So this is your low and mid lift flow happening right in here. So that does a lot for low and mid RPM, and since we're not really hunting for volume here because of the restriction of the intake manifold and the ram horn exhaust, this is going to be a major benefit in this head. So I'm just going to keep on sawing at it. Today is Sunday, and I guess it's good in a way because I'm not going to be able to get the valve guides this size until Monday anyhow. So hopefully I'll be able to get this done and the raw material removed and get that knocked out and let the epoxy sit. It takes, I like to let it sit at least 12 to 16 hours. And then go back in there and blend it out and get ready for the valve job. So I'm going to have to get the guides and everything. I didn't know I was going to run into this little obstacle. But I'm glad I found out anyway. I'd hate for him to get it and have a size problem there. Alright, so anyway, you see what I got. Now I've already done the other side, so let's see if we can get a little bit better view. Look at that. Here's the line here of the head, but you can see where I trenched here and trenched here. See that awful bulge right there? When I get through with this, man, you're not going to believe what that looks like. But like I said, that's a lot of chunk, and then having to go in there, I'm going to have to actually take this once I get that done and trench the roof of the head. That'll be the final move, is trenching the top part to pulling that roof in. So that we can really get some good numbers out of it. Alright, anyway, that's all for now. I'll go ahead and finish trenching them, and then we'll come back in here with a flame and knock the raw material out and work on getting this done. You know what, I might go ahead and do the trenching on the roof while I'm doing the trenching on the sides, and go ahead and get done with my finger on all counts. I'll come back in a few minutes after I get the 2 walls trenched and show you how I trench the roof. How about that?